Heidi ho, everyone. It's Taylor.
And I'm Mike.
Back with another one from Dogs to Dads.
Woo! Hey, so I know we talked maybe a couple weeks ago about old age, right? Those back pains, the knee pains and everything like that. And it had me thinking, what's old Mike gonna look like? See, I'm talking to myself in third person.
Yeah, I can tell.
How am I gonna be when I get older? What kind of grandparent am I gonna be? And then as I thought about it, I think about our parents and how they are with our kids.
Oh, I can't wait for them to see
you ready for this one?
Are you calling them old?
You
calling them out?
A little bit, man. Because my childhood was. I don't take anything back. I think what they did was great. But when my kids mess up and I'm coming in to them, I was like, here I come. My mom was like, oh, don't touch them. I was like, hold up. I was like, time out. When I messed up, you went to ham on me. You just pop, 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 pop. But when it's them doing something, you're like, just talk to them. I was like, I don't understand what's going on here. You want to save them, but you weren't willing to save me.
They are not the same people that you grew up with.
Never.
The way that they act to your kids versus you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even recognize this person.
At all.
Yeah, and then my kids, they're like, and they said it cut deep too that time. They said, I wish Papa Phil or Gigi, my wife's parent, or Papa Jim, I wish they were my parents. I'm like,
okay, I said,
I'm like, you don't get it, kid. I'm like, they would not treat you the same if they're raising you. Like, it's totally different. And it hurt.
Man,
I was just like, but you don't get it until you grow up. Mm-hmm. Because now, like, I see how they act and everything, and I already know how I'm gonna be.
Oh yeah. So how are you gonna be?
Yeah, I actually haven't thought about my name.
Yeah,
I'll just right now call myself Papa Taylor.
Okay, Papa Taylor.
But I come in or Papa T.
Papa T. I like that. Okay.
Papa T comes in. That has a nice sound to it, actually. Okay. We can roll with that. All right. So Papa T comes in.
Yeah.
And he has the tea. He's coming in, and he's like giving candy, presents. I'm gonna overwhelm these grandkids with everything. I'm gonna be doing it, and then I'm just gonna peace out. Once it gets time to go to bed or whatever, I'm out. If my kids need me to watch kids, no, you're gonna have to schedule that with me. Like, it's gonna be way different. Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna have my fun when I'm a grandparent.
Oh Lord, that's hilarious. It makes me think. Like, I just continue to go back, and some of the things like my kids do a lot of stuff when I was younger I'd do, and then I see my mom's reaction, and I see my dad's. My dad just laughs, and I'm like, oh, this is funny. I was like, them breaking something, doing something to disrupt my peace is funny, but when I did it to you, I had to run.
They were mad.
I had to run for my life.
Yeah, no, that's another thing. Whenever I come into my kids, when they have kids, when I come into my kids' house and they have kids, everything, I think I'm going to help the grandkids make a mess.
Yeah. I'm
going to be throwing stuff around. I'm like, how do you like it? I'm like, yeah.
Hey, I think about that too. What I'll say, maybe as a grandparent, you feel like, oh, this is, you're reliving your time when your kid was small, so they're seeing it all over again. Maybe that's it. So I will say, I'm with you. If they make a mess, I'm making a mess.
Yeah.
And then they'll look at like, Dad, what are you doing? I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You remember when you did it?
Yeah, I don't care how
I was like, I said, plus I'm old. I don't know what I did. I was like, I'm clumsy now, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna be making messes all the time.
But I will be the cool, whatever they call me whenever that time comes. I will be. I can't say that, and you're gonna have to give me your take on this. My parents like to volunteer to watch our kids so Katie and I can have some alone time because it's definitely needed. I don't like to pay sitters all the time. So I use my parents. So when that time comes, Katie and I will make sure we're available to be around, because we take vacations all the time. Most of the time we're taking the kids, but a lot of times it's just me and her, or birthday. We try to get away a lot. So I will be, I'll be like, I remember I used to ask my parents to do this all the time, so now it is my turn. How about you?
Yeah, people think like when you get time alone, that's the greatest thing. You have grandparents watch them, and I agree. It is great where you can bond with your spouse.
Yeah.
But it is one of the most dreadful things. Asking your grandparents or asking your parents to watch your kids.
Explain.
And why I say that. And I love you guys out there. So,
you're about to say something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love they do great with the kids.
Yeah.
But it is a little stressful because, like, how your kids are.
Yeah,
you know
of course.
they're bad as can be.
Yeah.
Like, if they are bad, what we would do.
Yeah.
We can straighten them out.
Exactly.
Grandparents don't straighten them out.
My mom can.
Oh, my
dad can too.
They let them run rambunctious. And so it's a lot. My kids turn into different kids.
Oh, yeah, they know.
When they go to the grandparents' house. And so we call to check on them.
Yeah.
And this is why we don't take very many trips by ourselves, is because we call to check. And it sounds like World War III is going on in this house, and they're exhausted. What do you want? It sounds crazy. And so then you start to feel bad while you're on the trip, and you're like, we gotta get home quick. Like, we gotta get these kids.
Yeah.
And so we love taking trips by ourselves. It's one of the greatest things because you do get that intimacy time, you get that break, but at the same time, it is stressful at the same time when you have to ask, hey, will you watch the kids? And if it's just a day or two, that's fine. But when you go beyond 2 days, that's when it gets bad.
It's funny. You put me on. Actually, you and Rachel put us on the TikTok watch. So for any parents that are looking at, because not phones. We'll talk about that on another time. But right now, the watch, it tracks your kid. He's able to call us. So it really helps out now whenever my mom or my dad are watching or the kids, because I can call Delton. He's the one who has a watch. He can kind of let me know what's going on. Plus camera, we can see what's going on in the house. But I understand what you're saying. When we're together, when I say when we're together, when the whole family and the grandparents are there watching, they feel like, the kids can do no wrong. The moment you leave them alone with the kids,
they turn into different kids.
And then the grandparents act like they can't handle it.
They know when you're with them, they know right from wrong. And then whenever they go to the grandparents, they're like, oh, everything is optional around here. We can do whatever we want.
Man, I remember one time. So Katie and I were out of town somewhere. Actually, just recently, we went to one of her work events in Dallas, right? And I'm just looking at the camera, and I see Davin just take off throughout the house, and I see my mom take off right behind him. I'm like, oh, Lord. And I see Delton take off right behind her. I was like, what is going on? And then he's juking my mom to get away from her because it's bath time. And my mom's like, you got to take a bath. 5-year-old, he's not having it, and he hates getting his head wet. Dude, all that hair.
Dude, when kids, you're telling them it's bath time.
Yeah.
And they're like going ballistic. They hate it. They get in the bath, and then you can't get them out. I'm like,
and they get them toys and start doing that.
Yeah, but go on.
Yeah, bro. I was looking at her like, if it was me, you would have snatched me up. And I was like, come on. I know you still got it in you. Don't act like you. And then she calls me. She's like, oh, they wore me out. Delton had to help me. I understand.
And then
grandparents are older, right?
Yeah, so whenever I call in the check, like say my dad's watching them.
Yeah.
I get so mad sometimes. I'm sorry, Dad, but like, and he knows. So no, I'm not sorry. So I'll call, be like, "Hey, what's going on, Dad?" And he's like, "Oh, everything's going great," and it's maybe calm. I'm like, "Oh, what'd you guys have for dinner?" He's like, "We had a Hershey's chocolate bar that they had. Cooper had some Sour Patch Kids." I'm like, dinner? I said, "What did you have for dinner?" And he's like, yeah, that's what they wanted. I'm like, nah. So you gave it to them? Like, that's what they can do. And the grandparents just let them go.
Yeah.
Let them do it.
They put that little smile on their face and
yeah, so the kids come back and they're like, I wish they were my parents. I'm like, I bet you do, but man,
please, I'll send you over there. Sometimes, like if my mom's on one, that's when I'm like, and so the boys, Davin and Delton, have been able to take my mom to a new level. And and usually she don't do nothing, but she called me hollering, and I just started laughing on the phone because I have a whole nother day. I was like, listen, you handle it. I was like, I'm on vacation.
You're like, don't call this phone unless it's an emergency.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't bring your stress my way. So, but yeah, man, I think as we get older, I would say I think we're gonna be the cool grandparents because we're gonna be younger too. If you think about it.
But yeah, I'm gonna be so bad when I'm a grandparent. I can't wait for my kids to watch this, and then they have kids, and I'm warning them right now on this podcast, like it's gonna be bad.
He said it's gonna be terrible. I can't wait. I'm like, you remember all that nonsense y'all did?
Yeah.
All that you put chips in my car. You smash stuff in my.
I'm just gonna be walking around, actually spill something. Like, hey, there's water on the ground.
Oh Lord, knock it over.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna pick up one thing.
They're gonna watch this and be like, yeah, we might need a. Actually, by the time they watch this, they'll be already too old, so they can't change what they've already done. All the damage they've caused. We love them though.
Yeah, we do.
But all you grandparents out there, I want to say we do love y'all. Thank you.
We thank you. But
right.
But at the same time, you guys can make it stressful on us.
Think about that.
Yeah, think about that when we go on trips, because we're spending time, and nothing's stressful. Man. We're having the time of our life until we have to call.
Yeah.
Or they call
every time, and
we don't want you guys to bring that stress on us
ever.
So think about that next time.
Think about us, and at the same time, while you're thinking about it, don't call until the last day.
When we're on the way home.
Anyways, hey y'all, we appreciate you. So don't forget, if you like us, you love us, don't forget to do what?
Like, comment, subscribe, share.
Oh yeah.
You always get me on that.
All
right, peace.
Peace.